all of this part. Yes. Salutations, peace, and love. Welcome to a podcast called Eti Sen. It's a podcast called Eti Sen. Eti Sen is always the first question we ask. So before I proceed, let me ask you, Eti Sen. Take your time, reflect on it, do it in your own time as well. Right now we have an episode and not that I don't care about it, you have to move on in it. So obviously you can see I have some people with me today, got a master vigilante out here. We're coming serious, So I'm gonna, some you may know already, some voices may sound familiar, but that's the whole thing in it. We're growing together, we're trying to build a legacy, trying to build an empire, so here we are in it. So I'm gonna start on my left, introduce yourself, just quick name and anything else you want to share, but we just want to know your name. It can be an alias, it can be your real name, it can be your government. Alright, feel free to express yourself however you want to express yourself, and then we'll dive right in. So on my left.
Hi, my name is Tosan.
My name is Enrico.
Yes, Enrico.
Yeah, I'm Victor.
Oh yes, Victor, yes. So Enrico, Tosan and Victor have both been on the podcast already. Victor was on the podcast recently, and the latest episode, season 2, episode 2. Go watch that, stream it, whatever you listen to a podcast. Tosan was season 1, episode 3, and 1 episode 9 with E-Man. So yes, we're back again for another installment, and as I said, we're building a panel to discuss certain topics. And today's topic, after a few debates and obviously discussions, we decided to settle on money. Money. Now, money makes the world go around. The love of money can be the root of evil, and money can also buy happiness. All of these statements are very cliched, are very generic, but we're going to dive a bit deeper into it. So the first one is money makes the world go around. So I'm just going to open it out. Who's going to dive in? Does money make the world go around? And what does it actually mean? Where do we want to begin? Just take the statement for what it is, or you want to come at it at different angles?
Yeah, thank you very much, Lee. I would like to say Eti Sen. Money is a necessary evil. People used to say women are necessary evil, but I don't want to go into that. That's a different case altogether.
Yeah.
But I want to replace the women with money.
So does money make the world go around? Yeah?
Yeah, it makes the world go round. At the same time, it brings back the world to a halting position.
Okay.
Yeah. So money, without money you can't do anything.
Okay.
To be sincere.
Yeah.
And if you really want to make the money, you have to work for it. You have to create ideas that is sellable.
Okay.
Ideas that people are going to buy into. And that is going to make you to have that money. If you want to go around the world with it, fine. If you want the world to go around it with you, fine.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 different perspectives to this. Thank you very much for this.
So what you're saying is that it's literal. So money can literally make the world go around, and it's also a metaphor for you can't really do anything without the ability to trade and exchange money for services or products. So if you also want money, you need to you need to have an idea, and you need to have a service or product that is in demand or people have a need for, and obviously they will give you money for that service.
That's right.
And also to travel the world, to not necessarily, it doesn't have to be international travel, but just to travel in general, you normally need to pay for that ability to travel, either using public transport, your own vehicle, whatever means of transportation that you use, you are paying for it somehow. Even if it's free, someone has paid for it somehow. You've paid for it in another way, maybe not necessarily monetary. So the argument that money makes the world go around is factual in the sense that is part of the society we live in.
That's it.
Before the currency or before paper money or fiat currency was established, people were buying goods and services with gold, silver, or whatever forms of currency that they
And
had.
also goods and services as well. They
Exactly.
exchange goods and services to take goods and services.
Services as well. So
Well, that's right. Money is just a representation of what something is worth, whether it is a cow for a goat or a laptop for cash. It just means what it represents. can't get it for free, so what can you give me? So, and it's like that with everything. There's nothing you can do. As you said, even the stuff that's meant to be free, somehow it's probably getting, it's like freebies and then getting your information, and that's what you've exchanged for being able to get that item for free. So really, what can you do? You need money, you need to make money, you need to live with money. Otherwise, then you could decide, oh, I'm going to go to the woods or whatever, but whose land is that? Someone has paid for that land, or yes, it's a natural creation, but reality is someone is going to tell you that that land belongs to this person or that person. So you can't just walk in my land and live with nature or whatever. You still need permission to do that. So in essence, someone still have invested something to be able to own that. So nothing is really free. So yes, money makes the world go round.
Okay, it's very interesting. Any points on that, Enrico?
Well, it depends, and depends on how advanced society is. You know, once you get past a certain stage where you can't barter to exchange value, money is critical to life's existence. You know, whoever said, you know, you don't need money, they lied. Especially if you're gonna live in like the wider, more open, you know, free society. Because what you have to kind of take down to what is money. Money is simply a form of exchange, you know, that is fungible, you know. You can transfer value between it. It's lightweight, you can take it around, you know. You don't have to carry it, I don't know, on ox for exactly.
It's
Simplified,
exactly. Digital as well. We carry on our phone, it's on an app, you can literally transfer it straight away.
The thing is, with 7 billion plus people, there is no other way to be able to exchange value in an efficient manner as you have now. So money makes, I'll say, they say gravity makes the world go around, but I say money makes the world go around.
Yeah, it does. It does. We make some interesting points really, and the fact is, currently, that's the system that we find ourselves in. Money is what you use to exchange, in exchange for whatever you're trying to obtain, goods and services and any other thing else. And almost every action that we take is to gain more money. Like, we work, we're employed. Every decision we make is to put ourselves in a position whereby if we're given the opportunity to make more money, we can make it. Think about it. Take some time and break it down. You want to go to bed early? Why? You want to change your lifestyle, change your habits. Everything that you're doing is essentially to put you in a position whereby you can acquire more. And it doesn't necessarily have to be directly. Indirectly, you're still in a position of acquiring more so that your daily needs are met, and also you can now splurge and obviously also, you know, live your best life. So money makes the world go around, but in the same way that money makes the world go around, can it lead down to certain vices or also lead to evil? You know, you use the word that money can be the root, or the love of money is the root of all evil. And the argument is, you can break down that statement at various levels. The love of money, first of all, the root, secondly, and also of all evil. And in your pursuit of money, sometimes people are willing to do whatever necessary to obtain it because of how important and how essential and how necessary it is to live your day-to-day lives. So where do you stand on it, in the sense of the love of money is the root of all evil?
Well, thank you very much, Neil. I think we've all agreed that money is a legal tender that everyone needs to use to have an exchange or to buy and sell. Bringing it to the moral aspect, whether money, the love of money, the root of all evil, the root of all evil. So you said it correctly. Money in itself isn't bad.
Yes.
But it is our approach to money. It is how we want to get the money that makes it bad. If you become so obsessive, if you become like you want to get it no matter how, any which way, you know, you see you have to, you no longer want to follow the natural way, the due process of either selling something of value and getting your return. So you want to go, you know, you want to meander.
Yeah, the cool way.
Yeah. So you see, that is where it becomes evil. That is where some people do all manner. Some people want to sacrifice their families, their loved ones. Some people want to, you know, steal, fraud, do a lot of things just to have this money, and it boils down to your moral consciousness.
Yeah. So, but deep down, I think for your sorry.
So I was just gonna say, because yes, when you get to a point where you might want to make money, maybe I don't like in a weird way or illegally or whatever, but the real question I think is like how you get to that point where you want to make money illegally, because a lot of people do try to work hard and do try to do things nicely and legally and try to get, and things, life just fucks you up, so things never really get to where you want it to get. So there's a lot of stuff that builds up to the point where the evil, like, it starts good and then things creep in and ideas come into your head of, okay, yes, I want to be comfortable, but what I'm doing right now is not getting me comfortable, and then you want to try to get another job, and then 2 jobs and stress and and then another idea come up, well, maybe we can make money this way, and but the important thing is that you want to get to a place where you're comfortable. So you consider, okay, should we do this? And everything might still start quite innocent, but somehow you find yourself in that point where it's not that clean anymore. So, but I don't think you just wake up and it's like, boom, I'm gonna do this.
Well, you know,
it kind of creeps in sometimes.
But I take your point. There's normally an origin. I think most human beings by nature do not intend to inflict harm to another human being. There's normally something that triggers it, or there's normally an experience that leads you down that path. I'm a firm believer that most people are good as default. Life throws certain things your way that either hardens you and throws you off that course, whereby you now become selfish, and in your pursuit of selfish actions, you care less about other people. So I think
the thing is, like, it's a double-edged sword. It's like a knife, you know, like a sword with 2 edges. You can use or a knife. You can use a knife to prepare good food, so you can eat, you know, to cut the chicken or whatever. You can, you know, eat and survive and be nice, get utility. You can use it to kill somebody. So it's the same with money. Like, money can be used to exchange to get you the things you need to again increase your utility, to increase your quality of life. However, the distribution of money is uneven, and the methods of which it's distributed is also uneven and rigged in a lot of circumstances, you know. And with capitalism, they say you need money to get money, right? People, those with money usually have money that they can use to earn more money.
Exactly.
While people who have no money haven't got anything to earn their money, they have to use their labour to get the money. So based on that, you're always going to have evil when it comes to money, and it's a necessary evil, you know. Do you say that, okay, because some people will jump the queue, will attain money in illegal, nefarious methods? Even without money, people will still want to do things to get a leg up anyway, or to get
an advantage in life.
Indeed.
You made a very valid point. You know, when we were talking, I realized that money does 2 things. Money creates class. It divides the society into 2 classes.
Those that have and those that don't.
So he just like he pointed out with capitalism and how it works, the voracious nature of how people that have use the same money to have more. The rich becomes richer, the poor becomes poorer.
Yeah.
So imagine a situation where the poor wants to go from that poor state to the class of being rich. So the opportunities might not be there. Even if they are there, he might not be able to access them the way the person on the rich class would.
Exactly. So money gives you opportunity.
It gives you opportunity.
It opens more doors. But it's from the position of acquiring it. When we're all given a clean slate, when we're all given a fair chance. Because as you mentioned, there's severe inequality, it's rigged, it's lopsided. The percentage or the main population in the world are using their labor to acquire money. And then the ruling class, the elites, depending on your exposure to some of the information available and your beliefs, you may not accept it, but there is a ruling class that decides what we need to do and we just follow. Some of us are aware, some of us are not, but that's another conversation. But the point is, when it comes down to it, money is a promissory note. I'm giving you this in exchange for this, and I'm promising you that this is what it is. That what I'm giving you is what it is. You know, so it's based on a promise in the first place. We've made it legal by buying into it. And the fact that before, at least it had value, it was backed by gold, it was backed by a standard. That no longer is the case. So before then, you could literally go into the bank, have X amount of dollars, X amount of pounds, and you can go in there and give it to them, and they will give you that equivalent in gold.
Yeah.
Now you can't do that because it's worthless, essentially. So now you go there. That's why they can print it. It's fiat currency. It's economics now, so they're creating the value and all that kind of stuff. So if we know what money is, first of all, and then we understand that when it comes down to money, something that what you want to do with it is what makes it evil. But money on its own, it's not. And you actually need to go, you need it to achieve to survive, essentially.
To have quality life or to have less quality life.
Yeah, and for me, the counter argument is there's a lot of societies that, because we're living in a modern society, essentially, compared to other people. The people that are living in what you would call villages, people that are living in the so-called underdeveloped world, that don't have money to the levels that we do, but have livestock, have arable farm that they can plant, so they still have a shelter, they still have food, they still have clothing,
more organic food,
they have more organic food, they have sunshine, they have fresh air, oxygen. They don't value money the way we do.
So yeah, but they value what they have, and for them that's pretty much money.
Exactly. So the people that are acquiring, so the evil that comes out of that is someone that is willing to kill someone else to take their herd of cattle or their herd of cows. Someone that is looking to do an evil so that they can marry this person's wife or this person's daughter.
Because money is power, so that's wicked.
So it's a representation of money, first of all, and what you're able to do with it. It says that it opens more doors, it gives you more opportunity, and as you talked about, Victor, if two people are given an opportunity and one person has more money than the other, they're more likely to be able to get the opportunity and manifest it to a better position. So I guess we're saying the same thing, but we're coming at different angles. There is a place for money in the world. How you choose to obtain it and what you do with it after, that is where you may have a bit of control. But if you're born into a world, a society, a country that already either you are at a disadvantage or a disadvantage, it also will. So there's several factors come into it.
You know,
Well, Nico, you pointed on something very pertinent earlier, which is the fact that up until 1970s, you said you could work your labor, you could do your work labor diligently, knowing that you could store it in the form of an IOU, get it to the bank, and they'll give you a mental resource. This resource you can hand it to your kids, you can hand it to their kids. Now you do that, the bank tells you it's worth this X amount. They print the money for whatever reason. It's now worth X minus that now. It's gone to the point where it's, I don't know how you can say it, it's distorting the whole transfer value system, because now people are realizing that they're working harder, but yet they have less resources to exchange.
Yeah.
Because the pound that they had in their pocket, the paper, is losing value every day. It's lost value compared to last year, the year before, 10 years before. In this exchange, this part of the system is also going to cause a high amount of crime, poverty and stuff, because if people are losing their value, interest in there, because the government is stealing it through money printing to do whatever it needs to do, and just diminishing chance on that. If people can't, if the middle class and a big percentage of the population can't afford bread, you got a problem. You have a problem in your society.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where you realize that we are living in a society that is created. And there are systems in place to maintain society as it is. There is enough food for everyone on earth to eat and to live on and survive. We have the knowledge, we have the ability, we have the technology to streamline our supply chain. We have the resources to make sure everyone has enough food if we're eating well, or even if we choose not to eat well. We have that. The difference is, if that is the case, the argument is to be made, what will make you get up and go and work? Because we need you to work.
So is the need of money the root of all evil then?
So I think
because if we didn't need money,
from what he's saying, I think the world, or the powers that be, the people that control the economy, make certain things scarce. Like you said, if we have the food to be enough for every human,
it's more than enough. For the amount of food we waste daily should give an indication.
So now, since you have food, the desire to work won't be there. So, but the people that control the fiscal policies of this life, they make certain commodities scarce.
They have to, because the economy is
so that is only what is motivating. Because sometimes I ask myself, why am I even going to work?
You have to.
Because there is a need I need to meet. There is a scarce I need to fill. There's a space that is there's an empty that I need to fill up. You know, it's just like you taking water from the well. If there is no water in the well, there is a need for water. You still need to find something to generate water. So the need we have, caused by scarcity of certain commodities in the society, certain needs that you need to meet, is what motivates us to start making money, to start looking for money, to start working for people so that we can be paid.
Yeah.
But there is something, when we are speaking, I noticed something struck me, because when we talk of money, the impact is hard, whether it's the love that is the root, the love that is bad, the love of faith. You know, where is the place of ambition in man? Because you want something because you love that thing and you're ambitious to get that thing. The ambition is the drive.
Yeah.
So if I have this ambition for money, does my ambition make it bad to get it? Now you answered it. You said no, it is doing things that are not good, doing things that are out of the way, hurting other people to get that money. But now, if you remember, we said something about class. Money revolves within a certain circle. It creates a connection. Tosan said something about power. Those certain circle that control this money get the power to suppress the class that doesn't have this money. So the need to go extra miles because I need to get out of that trench. It's just like we are in the trench. So I need to get out of that trench. If they are not making resources available or opportunities available, then I have to find my own way.
That's true.
But the problem is, what is the moral justice in it? What is the personal moral justice? Because as a person, I like to use myself as an example. There are certain things I can do for money. Even if I'm dying, even if you put a gun to my head, there are certain things I cannot do for money. So, to me, I say, if I can do this, why can't the other person do it? But we are all different. So anyone that has...
Everyone's been molded differently as well based on their background and their foundation. Like if we were all born and we all had 10 grand to start with, as soon as you get to the age where you're able to utilize that money, this is your starting point, then that's fair. If you end up fucking it up, that's on you. But some of us are born with millions, some of us are born with zero, and then we still have to navigate in the same society and in the same world. So how do you then manage? So of course, your mind will work differently, because the basics that some people already have, you have to fight so much harder to even get that basic before you can even compete in the same market with them. So how do you then do that? So it still comes down to the need to have to need the money in the first place to be able to get the basics. Then you're already stuck, you're already at a disadvantage, because you're fighting for so much more just to get necessities. If we already had a home to live and we don't have to worry about that, then we'd have a fair ground to fight for the same job. But you can't even get to that point yet, because you're still trying to figure out, okay, I need a place to stay. But some people don't have that worry, they don't have to think about that. So we just don't have a level ground. So some of us need money even more, because we need money for the everyday things, and some people are trying to just work to increase the money that they already have, and they don't have that basic worry to even content with.
Yeah, you're right.
I think depending on money being a driver for action, a driver for innovation, for thinking, for this and that, because we've seen the other system, communism, which is hasn't had there are debates as to whether it had a good start, blah 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 blah. But the end result you normally see, not socialism or communism, is that if you just give everybody the same money regardless of what they do, people just become disincentivized to go above and beyond anything.
Absolutely, yeah.
So you take away greed, yes, but that greed is the same thing that pushes people to come up with the ideas that essentially run our lives, like the innovations and that kind of thing. And even for people to build the things like that we take for granted, like a house, a building, blah blah, a bridge, just the basic infrastructure of our lives.
Yeah.
If you give everyone the same amount of resources for doing something, you won't end up with what you have now. So
no, that's absolutely right. In terms of having to chase money to acquire wealth so that your life that you live is effortless or doesn't have a lot of stress in it, gives you the incentive to think outside the box and to always go the extra mile, because that's what's going to set you apart. That might be the difference between you gaining more and earning more compared to someone else that may be in the same position as you. So there is a place for money. My main argument is, honestly, based on all my life experiences, and it's very unique and particular to me. Some people may relate, but my main argument is: do we even need it? Not from a not from a physical aspect, in the sense of, yes, here, take this money now, give me something in exchange. I'm talking about, is there a better system? Because money as a concept is relatively new. Societies and civilizations have existed that use something similar to money. We talked about barter, we talked about livestock, and those things have value. And because we're living and we're trying to generalize a lot of things, we always need a common thread where that is universal. You go to this country, they're using the same thing. It may have a different name. It may be called dollar, yeah. It may be called rand, yeah. It may be called pound. It may be called naira. It's naira currency, actually. I'm not sure. It may be called.
Did you just say that?
It may be called.
What's the currency for Ghana?
Who even knows this?
I don't even know. I've never heard of it.
They changed their money anyway.
Yeah.
Their money it's a lot more valuable now, to be fair, compared to Naira, since they've cut down by thousands or whatever.
Oh well, yeah.
Anyway,
before you remember Sydney, you have to remember Naira.
You have to
talk about Penny. But that's good. That's good. I always like Nee when he chips in one or two things that excite the environment. But like we all have spoken well about money and the need for it. It boils down on you, on your reality.
Yeah.
My reality isn't the same with yours. The motivating factor push I have to make money might not be the same for you.
And I think that's where the evil comes in.
That is where the evil comes. It makes you either put in 100 to get money or put in a 20. If I was to be born into a wealthy family, probably I wouldn't have time to be having this discussion.
You'll be making money.
I'll be making money. I'll be enjoying money. The money has been made.
You're absolutely
so
right.
you just spend it, looking for ways to spend it.
And ways to make more. Ways to make more.
So,